Kirby Super Star is regarded as one of the best Kirby games, if not the best Kirby game out there. But it wasn't until I tried a very specific challenge that I realized that this game has a fatal flaw that separates it from all the other games. And I'm not going to yank your chain here, I'm going to get straight to the point. The biggest problem that this game has is the allies. And let me explain. The allies in this game are your copy ability being given life, and you are able to bring them into battle with you, and you're able to beat the game with them. I mean, one of the most iconic scenes in the game has you riding Wheelie off into the sunset, and it looks awesome. But what if I told you that these allies don't function as well as you think they do? For day 3 of my Nuzlocke November challenge, I attempted to Nuzlocke the arena in Kirby Super Star. And I went into this thinking, you know what, it's just fine, you know, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna use the allies as encounters, each of them is like a Pokemon, it'll be great. Before I get into what happened, let me explain the rules real quick. I cannot use any copy abilities. If Kirby dies, the Nuzlocke is over. Each ally counts as an encounter, so you get all of your encounters right at the start of the game. It's just a matter of keeping all of them till the end. Keep in mind, you really want to save these guys till the very end. Some of the boss fights later on don't really require you to have any allies, but a lot of them, like Meta Knight, will definitely require you to have them. At least for this challenge. But let me tell you right now that not all allies were born the same. On the one hand, you have the pinnacle of allies, Wheelie. You can use him as your own motorcycle, you can drive him along, and it counts as you having the wheel power up, without you actually having it. Think of it as fusing into one being. You get all the benefits of having Wheel, you lose the fact that you're 2 players, but honestly in a challenge like this, it is better to have the power up. And then on the other hand, you have poor sweet Bugsy, who did nothing wrong, but he can't do anything. The way bosses work in Kirby, you can't exactly suplex them, they're not exactly grabbable. It's like in Mario how you can't just step on Bowser all the time, but that attribute just makes this next clip even funnier. Get his ass.
Happy feet, wombo combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco.
This was a challenge that I honestly believed I could just do. And I didn't think it would be that hard, until I realized just how bad it was. I mean, the AI for these characters is just ridiculously dumb. You'll have Plasma Wisp just trying to throw hands with the halberd generator, even though there's a very specific way to fight that boss. So there's just an encounter lost. If you get that as the first one, you're screwed. And don't even get me started on Fatty Whale. This is one of my least favorite boss fights in Kirby, period. I hated it even with power-ups. The fact that I now have to be nerfed is one of the worst things I could have done to myself. I don't know what my thought process was here, but it clearly wasn't correct. I'm not gonna lie though, I had some pretty good starts to the runs, but the mental frustration of constantly being brought to the brink just because an ally won't do their job is pretty frustrating. The boss rush itself is actually random too, so you could get any number of bosses from the get-go. You could start with Waddle Dee, or you could start with Meta Knight, really all up to chance. I cannot possibly tell you how many times I would just get up and start and just think, this is the run, only for it to have it crash in my face over and over and over and over again. It was not long before I just stopped talking altogether. I figured, this is a waste of breath. It's a waste of my essence. I can't put myself into this. I've talked enough about the bad. Let me take a second to praise some of these allies for really carrying and putting in the work that they were doing. Some of these guys really need the clap on the back, and I need to show you exactly what I'm talking about. You have Waddle Dee completely just using all of his mage abilities to just destroy Kracko. Meta Knight was consistently a run killer for me. Anytime I got him, I knew I was in for a real battle. This was it. But Jim was not having any of that. He came in with all the energy of the world. He had that dog in him. I spent hours trying to complete this challenge. Hours of my life that I will never get back, that I can never make better. And in the end, 14 battles in, Fololo and Falala. My mental walls just couldn't stay up. I was able to take many losses on the chin and just get back up like it was nothing. But Fololo and Falala? That was a new low. That one was a wound I wasn't getting back up from. So unfortunately, this challenge did end up as a failure. But I do encourage anyone else out there to give it a shot yourselves. Show me what you got. I promise you, this is not easy. Unless I'm just bad at Kirby, but I don't think that that's it. Anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip side.